South by Southwest 2021 is on, and TNT's very own Kalpee will be co-hosting the Island Stage with Kadia McDonald. Now, the Island Stage is dedicated to focusing the spotlight on West Indian artists and putting island pop at the forefront of the international music scene, and aims to create a platform for artists to come together representing the variety of music from the many islands that make up the Caribbean. Now, I am literally geeked since we are lucky to be joined by Mortimer, Kalpee, and Savannah. And we're starting off with Kalpee though, thanks. And I want to ask, how do you feel, Kalpee, about helping to create the reality that you want to live in? And I ask because previously you've had mentioned the fact that it's kind of bittersweet hearing your music in Dubai, Germany, etc., and not necessarily hearing it as much as you want to in TNT.
Yeah. You know, it's something that I'm not jaded about, to be fair. It's just, I feel as though sometimes people just need to be educated about certain things for them to understand how things work or whatever, you know. So I'm geeked as well. I'm excited to, you know, be part of this Island Stage and to help put a platform like this forward for incredible artists like Mortimer and Savannah to be able to come on the stage and showcase their talent to the world, you know, because it's important that we recognize genres outside of the norm. You know, these are artists that are doing things that are not only fresh, but brand new, and the world needs to hear it because it's the Caribbean's time. And yeah, we just have to support each other because it's strength in numbers every time.
Definitely, and we love the music like Mango. And Savannah, first off, Savannah, I want to publicly thank Sawandi Simon for including you on a survival mix that he did. So hear me now, who is this? What is singing about? Because the song that he did was that he put in the mix was too shy. And I say, who in my business and throwing stone in my yard? So actually finding out, okay, well, this is the artist. And then there was a point in time I used to be playing chant over and over and over again. But in terms of getting that, because I named King Yamhead with regard to certain things, right? But what does an opportunity like this do for an artist like yourself in terms of the type of music that you're doing and trying to get out there?
Well, you know, the Island Stage streamed via South by Southwest. It's something that's never happened before, you know? So it's a unique opportunity to see Caribbean artists in their element, right? And I think that's what it does. It goes to the island, in this case, Jamaica, where you just get to see us perform. You get to see us perform with just a guitar or with a full band, just being ourselves in our home. And I think that's the unique thing about this this first staging of the Island Stage.
And you feel the same way, Mortimer?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man.
And in terms of continuing, now, Mortimer, I want to ask you, has it been easy in terms of having a vision for yourself and your artistry and pursuing that? And I say that because hearing your voice, I didn't match up the visuals. And I can imagine some people, when they're trying to package, quote unquote, package an artist, they try to get you to sound a certain way or offer advice about, okay, well, how about trying this or how about trying that? In terms of pursuing your artistry and saying, okay, this is what I see and this is what I'm working towards. How easy has that been for you?
It has not been easy, you know, because I have to be dealing with myself as a person, even, you know, like outside of just creatively, you know what I mean? Because who I am as a person and what stage I am in life overall affects my creativity as well. You know what I mean? You know, it does affect my creative side. So it hasn't been easy, but it has been getting easier, you know, in some regard, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to be myself and do what my heart tells me to do. I'm not really much for, you know, what people think I should be doing. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Definitely, I'm an individual, you know what I mean? With my own mindset, and there's so much on my mind, and there's so much I have to offer that I don't think, you know, there's much space for what people think I should be doing, you know what I mean? But yeah, it hasn't been easy, but it's been a learning experience, you know, because I've gotten to you know, get to know myself more over the years, as a person, as a creative as well, you know, so yeah.
And I'll ask you the same thing if that's been your experience as well, Savannah, because from what I see, you bust since you're about 8 and in front of your family. Now, in terms of looking at some of those challenges and dealing with some of those challenges, Savannah, where you would have started performing in front of your family, Celine Dion, to where I see you performing, people playing instruments like kora, tarata, all these kind of things. How has it been for you?
It's been a journey, as Mortimer has said. You know, you being able to create art and just be creative is directly linked to the kind of self-work that you're doing. You know, it's been what it's been. It's been tumultuous. It's been rewarding. It's been treacherous. It's been heartbreaking. It's been rejoicing. You know, rejoiceful, is that the word? Joyous. So it's been all of the adjectives, and I'm grateful for it. My family is still super supportive. Mango is one of my mother's favorite videos from me. And just overall, you know, they have been giving their support to me as much as they can and in their own way, you know, because there's nothing like that kind of showing up of family and friends who, you know, have become family. So
definitely, God bless family and God bless the support that comes from them. Is that what you feel as well, Kalpee? And I say that because so if we're thinking about places like Jamaica, where there's Edna Manley and the UE Pop Society, etc., sometimes it feels as though if you're not hardcore classical music like Philharmonic and these kind of things, if you're dealing with music in Trinidad and Tobago, it feels that there's a strong push for you to be into soca, rapso, chutney, these kind of things. So what has the journey been like for you?
Well, actually, that's an interesting thing that you said, because that's facts. You know, I mean, I grew up singing calypso since the age of 6, and the thing is, calypso was a really interesting start for me because it really taught me about important music and important messaging in music. As in, we spoke about politics and crime rates and all those things in calypso, and there have also been people in Trinidad who've told me that the only way to make it in music was to do soca music. So I tried that, you know, and you know that what you guys spoke about, Mortimer and Savannah, about that individuality. I think that's something that I, for myself, not have recently found, but it's a journey, like you say. It's something that you figure out along the way and you grow into understanding. You know, over the last 5 years, I've really been able to go into my own zone and figure out my own sound, incorporate things from my childhood like calypso and bring that into what I like, into being my own type of artist, you know. And I think that's one of the struggles that Trinis per se have, because there are a lot of people who tell us we have to do that. And that's it. You know, I mean, it puts us in a box immediately. And that's where individuals like ourselves, this generation of music, will change that and change the way people look at Caribbean music.
Yep.
I feel like we're preaching to the converted at this point in time.
Yeah, you know, for sure. Definitely, people have their expectations of you, you know, being a Jamaican artist, and I'm sure Mortimer would be able to agree with me, where they expect you to sound a certain way, and then, you know, my music has a lot of influences, and I'm unapologetic about that. So I kind of I bet honor how the music comes out of me, you know, and that's what's important to me. Is it honest? Is it fruitful? Is it cool? You know?
All right, so we're going to continue honoring that music and talking about the music and island stage. When we return from this, we're speaking with Sevana, Kalpee, and Mortimer. Stay with us. We return with so much music
exclusively streamed by Southwest.
To my wife, you know, 3 kids in, marriage, ups and downs. You know, this song is for her, you know.
You don't know this is Kadia representing from the island stage, first of its kind.
Yeah, man, we're celebrating Caribbean music exclusively streamed by Southwest.
Your love struck me down lightning, thunder in my soul, baby.
Make an effort to show me your mind. If you only know, might block my way, but you can stop my way. So put up on no lights, I feel we see your bright.
Just some of the people that you will be seeing on the island, the stage, South by Southwest. We're looking forward to it. But Kalpee, how did this opportunity come about?
All right, so this opportunity came about because of conversation. This is the second time I've been invited to South by Southwest, you know, blessed actually. And the difference is this time it was online. So it really started my team and I talking and thinking about how do we make this more strategic and how do we push Caribbean artists forward, not just one random artist from each island. How do we, you know, bring each other together and go forward like that? And we spoke to South by Southwest about creating this island stage, because the first time I went to South by Southwest, I was put on the world stage, and the world stage represents all different types of genres from all over the world. So it's not very specific. So they came on board and they thought it was a brilliant idea. And now it's a yearly thing. And they're very excited about pushing music forward. I'm excited about what Caribbean music is going to be in the years to come, because fast forward 5-10 years, again, like this is history in the making, you know what I mean? This is the start of something fresh and new. Real excited about it.
I'm wondering if you feel the same way, Mortimer.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the opportunity was a blessing, you know what I mean, for sure. It's always great when we can share music and share a piece of yourself with everybody, you know what I mean? Especially like in this creative zone, you know what I mean?
And in terms of that creative,
And
in terms of that creative zone, Mortimer, one of the things I appreciate about you is that, well, you cited a lot of your musical influences, and when you see those influences, it kind of makes sense, because even like when following like a song like Lightning, and you're singing the chorus, it feels as though every time we have the chorus down, but there's some nuance, there's a little inflection, there's a little piece that you put in or take out. And being able to share something like that with the world, and on this first time of the island stage, I think is a big something in terms of moving forward, like Kalpee said, 5 years, 10 years down the road.
Yeah, definitely.
And Savannah, in terms of increasing or developing, evolving your sound, I spoke about using the chorus. You spoke about putting your experience into, or from a relationship into a song, which right about now is your mom's favorite music video. Where do you pull your artistry from in terms of like sharing it with your supporters, with the world?
I pull it from experience. I pull it from stories that I'd like to be real. I pull it from my friends' experiences, you know? So it comes from everywhere. And then, you know, also I've been in music hardcore now for about 6 years, you know, as far as recording artists, putting things out, right? So in that time, I've learned a lot. You know, I've learned what chords are happy chords, what chords are sad chords, what chords I'd like to have be in the music, what frequencies I'd like my music to be close to. So it's just a matter of observing, learning, teaching myself, and just using all of that to create my sound, develop my sound, or evolve my sound.
Yeah, for sure. And being patient with yourself, for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily want to throw this question out to anyone specifically, but how important do you think, and then possibly I'll ask the three of you, how important do you think it is that the organizers of South by Southwest see the importance? Because many times we can say that access or opportunity requires access. So someone might say, okay, well, it makes sense, but possibly next year, as opposed to saying, okay, well, this is something that we're going to run with, and we're going to run with it now.
Well, the time is now. You know what I mean? These artists exist right now. Again, the artists that being represented on the stage, and these are not all of the artists, obviously, but these are, when you listen to the quality of this work, the songwriting, the musicology, the vocal, you know, it's a lot of quality, and it will be disrespectful for the world not to hear this, to be honest with yourself, to be honest with myself. You know, when you listen to pop music and what pop music has, the amount of influence from the islands, dancehall, reggae, calypso, soca, you know, the world needs to know where these influences come from, and we can't be upset with them for not knowing. We just have to educate them.
And I'm looking forward to some of the synergies that you all develop as artists doing something like this. Because there have been instances like when we look at the person who would have written Kingston Town or Lord Creator and seeing where they're from, looking at some of the ways that music has moved from one island to the other, influencing others. And like I tell people, when you listen to Shaka Khan and her singing everywhere, you wonder whether this is a calypso, whether it's a piece of dancehall rhythm, and the way that these things feed into each other, but being able to get a face and saying, okay, well, this person or this sound is from the Caribbean, it's from this space. I think it's something that's really important during this time. The time is now, you said, and going forward with it.
Yeah.
But who are some of the other artists that we'll be seeing? And I also want to know, how is it that people stream this island stage?
So the artists on this stage, this first one, Savannah, Mortimer, Tesslated, Kalia, and myself. And it's going to be streamed on the 19th of March, which is this Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time. And this first viewing of the island stage is going to be exclusive to South by Southwest and persons who buy tickets to the show. But beyond that, there's definitely going to be a way for the public to be able to view these performances and see all these artists in their elements, including myself. So just be patient, we get in there, you know.
And what goes into saying, okay, well, this is the stage, so I'm choosing a set. And I want to ask each of you, so Mortimer, I'll start with you, thank you, saying, okay, well, these are the things, or this is the set that I'm going to perform on a platform like this.
Go again, please.
How do you decide, okay, well, these are the songs that I'm going to use, this is the set that I'm going to play on a stage, on a performance like that?
Oh, okay. I don't know. I mean, when I heard what kind of show it was, and I know it was a virtual situation and thing. I felt like, you know, like to sing the songs that were, I mean, all my songs are near and dear to me, you know what I mean, and from my heart. But I definitely wanted to do a mixture of what's near and dear to me and also what's familiar to me, you know what I mean? So yeah, that was it for that part. I don't generally, some things I don't really think about like that, to be honest, you know what I mean? Like I just share myself and I share my music, like whatever the time or place. Like no matter the time or place, there's always somebody there who doesn't necessarily match that time or place in their headspace or their heart, you know what I mean? So yeah.
But we give thanks for that sharing. And what about you, Savannah?
You know, I know what I want my set to be at this point in my career. I understand what flows. I understand what tempos go into each other, same thing as flowing, but yeah, that's really where I come from. Because again, as Mortimer said, all the songs that I'm writing and that he creates is like, it's close to your person, right? And so it's just a matter now of figuring what flows into each other well, and what feels good, what creates vibes, you know?
And in terms of the last set of vibes, we leave that with our closing words with you, Kalpee, as we get ready to wrap up this conversation.
Yeah. So in terms of what songs I chose for my set and why?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, yeah. So well, it was interesting for me actually coming to Jamaica because this was the first time I've ever been to Jamaica. So I was actually first time.
Oh man. Yeah.
Literally we were coming there to work on this stage. And I met a whole new band of people that I never ever worked with before, which is Teslated's band. And we we had about 5 days, you know, to get this whole set together and learn all of this music. So it was both like discovery for me in terms of learning about myself, learning about new creatives, and just being able to grow with new people around you, because you grow and you learn from other creatives and individuals. So same thing like what you guys said, like I just choose songs that mesh each other and flow into each other, and songs that inspire me while I'm on stage, because I know that I will put the most feel and most energy into it. Yeah.
And we want to thank you for putting those songs together and inspiring us as we move forward, looking for big things to come from each of you and for an initiative like this. And on behalf of the entire news team, I'm DK Rossa. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bless. Yeah, man.
Blessings, everybody. Give thanks,
Three
man.
kids
Yeah, man.
in marriage, ups and downs. You know, this song is for her, you know.
You don't know this is Kadia representing from the island stage, first of its kind.
Yeah, man, we celebrating Caribbean music exclusively streamed by Southwest.
Your love struck me down like wind, the night my soul, baby.
Make an effort to show me your mind.